Hi guys, welcome back to Pageants and Tangents. We're here with the crew. It's been a busy week. We've had many pageants. We've had World Cup, we have Wimbledon. Everything's going on. And we got Peyton back since her MVA adventure. So we're going to be hearing all things from her. I'll just say up front, Peyton, you have the strangest and best winning expressions out of anyone I've seen. Did you see you posted one photo and you must have seen it. Your facial expressions are top tier.
Thanks. I was really embarrassed by them actually, but thanks.
I loved them. Shut up. I love them so much.
You guys have to understand, and too, if you've been on this podcast since we started, since Adrian and I first interviewed with one another, there was not anything I was ever expecting. Definitely was a welcome surprise every single time I heard my name called, and it was all over my face because I have trouble hiding my emotions. So.
Peyton, can you before we go around the room, can you reenact just for us? Oh
God, which one? The talent one? Because all I could say was, "Oh my gosh!" I couldn't process anything when they called my name for talent. I just kept going, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, that one.
Oh my gosh!
And
waving
it was
at everybody.
It was so embarrassing. It was the best. It was so pure.
So embarrassing.
But by the way, remember you brought up the fact that you had been told by someone that you'd never win with that talent. Mm-hmm. Can I? I'm sure this wouldn't be you because you're a better person than me. But was any part of you just thinking, "I told you" when you won? Like any part just going, "How did that work out?"
Well, and not just to those comments, but like to myself. It was such a long journey because of those comments, and then too, just going in with a non-traditional talent in general, they just are looked at differently, and you know that going in and doing it. I mean, I could have been playing a kazoo and thinking the exact same thing. Like, this is going to be hard to get people to be on my side with this. And I've been told by directors before, like, I'm with you, just knock it out of the park, knock it out of the park. And It's a lot when it's not done as often also. So there's very few to compare the work that I can do to determine whether or not it's knocking it out of the park. I don't know. So it was just a long process to get mentally comfortable with what I was going to put onto stage and being okay with whatever anybody's reactions was. But it was extremely satisfying being on stage for the first time during talent night, painting it, knowing I had nailed it, and being done early, which happens to me a lot. And so I was kind of just standing there adding paint where paint already was and just waiting for my musical cue. And when I flipped it, I don't know if it was just my dad screaming, but I felt like the screams were deafening, and it was mostly my dad.
No.
But it was super, super satisfying to flip it and have the audience's reactions be that was enough for me. I didn't care about talent win after that.
I got texts from people in the audience telling me that they lost their minds when you flip that thing over. And I FaceTimed Peyton that night, and I was like, "Yo, like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, dude." I was like, I knew you were a baddie, but like I underestimated how iconic this was about to be. Like, fully underestimated, because again, when you see a certain type of talent, I've seen speed painting before. I've never seen it done to that level of entertaining, that level of engagement with the audience, and simultaneously just that level of skill set. It was like jaw off the floor.
Also, your outfit was incredible.
Thank you.
I've added it to my Pinterest board. I'm obsessed with it. I don't know what I'm ever going to need it for, but it's gorgeous.
I've got a jar of dirt.
I forgot to tell April that I sketched and I posted that on my Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of help with Julia making those reels, but I went back and forth on what kind of costume I wanted to wear, because I didn't really want to wear a costume. It still had to be fabulous. And we threw out ball gown ideas, and I was like, well, I'm going to ruin whatever I put on and paint in on stage. So I'd really rather not pay for like some fabulous Sherry Hill gown just to literally never be able to sell it, ruined, like, forget about it. Not going to happen.
You can sell it secondhand with like 5 liters of paint running down the front.
I know, for like $2. Yeah, I'm like, sorry, there's a little paint involved there, but So
I don't.
We just sketched, and I gave it to a small business here in my hometown who has done all of my talent costumes thus far, and she made it all from scratch. We went to the fabric store together, and she killed it.
Oh, that's we should give her a shout out if she has an Instagram tag or something, because I'm always about supporting small businesses. Now we're going to dig into Peyton's MVA week, because I'm sure she's got a lot to tell us. Before we do that, before we dive into the saga, we'll go around the room and catch us up. Kenzie, I can't say that I can picture you needing that dress for any particular reason, but
No, I don't need it at all. Just like to walk around my house in.
Yeah.
Wearing out to go to the shops. Look at me, I'm fabulous. All right, because we've got a lot going on, a lot of pageants, left, right, center. We've had MVA, we've had a bunch of Miss USA, state pageants, we've had open call announced, we had a bunch of Miss America state pageants, we have All-American coming up this week, and then USA obviously itself coming up. There's a lot. I can't keep up with it, but let's just catch up with the crew quickly, and then we're going to hear all about Peyton's MVA week. And by the way, kudos to MVA for actually crowning a speed painting win, because I think that paves the way. All right, Morgan, you're up first. Dare I ask, what have you been up to?
So we went to Nashville for Alan Jackson's final concert. It rained so badly, so it was me and 50,000 of my closest enemies soaking wet, smelling like milk and Cheetos. It was disgusting. We left early, had a great time though. Treated myself at the mall. Outside of that, I've had a lot of babies doing the open casting, had some get through, had some who didn't. Some were doing round 2 for the first time, some who were coming back for round 2, and I've got California USA, Florida USA this weekend, and then the weekend after we have All-American. I have Marley Stokes headed out to Super National, and then Virginia USA, and then we just keep that ball rolling. We're, I want to say, 6 or 7 weeks out from Miss USA now, and then Miss America's right behind it. And I had a baby win Miss Maryland, so we're stacking up the Miss America girlies too. So yeah, that's it. I'm in the trenches. I am pulling 14-hour days with my queens. I tell them, if you have a midnight meltdown, call me. If you need me at 8 a.m., it's between you and God. So that's where we're at right now. Josh is reminding me to eat and drink water and go to sleep. He's cutting me off at 4 a.m. every night.
I don't know which one would be more useful, more needed, the call with Morgan or the call with God. I mean, you probably need a bit of both.
We can do a 3-way. It's fine. I'll just add him into it.
It's beyond the joke. The freak out that you got, like, if you guys don't literally schedule at least one freak out, I think within the 2 weeks leading up, at some point, I don't care how put together you are, you're going to freak out. You need to actually book it in somewhere, and you need someone to speak to you.
I'm a big believer. If something has to go wrong before, so that nothing goes wrong during nationals.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't remember, Peyton. I don't remember there was something, but I was like, at least it's happening now and not later.
Oh, well, like my tire exploded, and yeah, like everything that could have gone wrong went wrong the week before.
Yeah, that was good though. Then we were able to go into it with peace.
Yeah.
The tire. I don't even want to ask. Let's go over to Coach Kenzie, who's just literally jumped off a coaching call. Dare I ask what you've been up to?
We have been coaching away. I actually have one of my long-term girlies who won Miss North Carolina's teen to go to Miss America's teen. She is beautiful, amazing, lovely, and like the most perfect person in the whole entire world. So we're very, very excited for her. She was top 5 last year. So this is a big comeback year. We had a girl who has never placed once at the Miss North Carolina teen pageant, placed second runner-up. So that was amazing. I had a top 16 at Miss North Carolina. I helped coach our new Miss North Carolina USA. Who else? I've got 2 Lumbee girls that just got crowned. So we are crushing it over here. I'm very, very proud of my girls, all the hard work that's been going into it. I also, like Morgan, we share a girl who just got an open casting call for Miss Vermont teen. So we're very happy for her to be going to Miss Teen USA. And then similar to Morgan, we have All-American coming up, Ideal Miss, and there's something else coming up around the corner. There's some other smaller national pageants, EAM and AUS, that is in 3 weeks. So that's all my girls today were for AUS and EAM. So we have been busy, busy, busy. This is the first Sunday that I've only had 2 clients. I've been coaching like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every Sunday. I have a full-time job as well, like not coaching. So
Who's
it's been
getting up at 8 a.m. on a Sunday? What is wrong with you?
the
Is it
girlies.
am I
The
problem?
girlies are getting up at 8. I don't want to be up at 8 a.m. on Sunday, but I am because I
Oh.
love my children. So yeah, it's been busy. Like I work in 8 to 5 and then I coach 5 to 10 or 11 and then I turn around and do it again the next day. But I love it. And I couldn't be more proud of all the girls that are rocking it out. So we have some big national pageants coming up and we'll see what happens.
Morgan, just so you know, every time I talk with you guys, I'm up at 8 a.m. because of the time zone.
That's because
And then when
you
I'm-
live on the wrong side of the world.
My favorite things I get are like from you or Peyton, and the ding, and then this is why I don't give most people my number. Ding, and then it's like 3 a.m. Ding, 4 a.m. And
2 or 3 days before Peyton was leaving for Volunteer America, she texted me back when she was waking up, and I was climbing into the bed.
It's crazy.
It was like 4 something in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know which part of that surprises me more. Kenzie, just before I go to Geanna, that was a lot of acronyms. What does AUS stand for? Only because AUS is normally used for Australia, so I'm curious.
Yes, AUS is America's United States Miss Pageant. It's a smaller national pageant. Takes place in, I think it's in High Point this year. Typically, I'm blanking on where it usually is. And then EAM is a new smaller national pageant as well. It's Elite American Miss. So 2 smaller national pageants that I've got some girls competing in. And High School America and Elementary America were also this past week. And I had a 6th grader place 3rd runner up. And then I had 2 girls in top 16 for high school, their first year going in. So
I had a
Well
top
crazy.
5 high schooler. It was so stinking cool. I'm telling you though, man, something about the Carolinas, they
rocked it out of the park at that pageant. It's insane. It is crazy.
insane.
They had 5 national title holders coming home that week.
I don't know what they have in the water there, but like, I mean, I live here. But
Those
whatever.
2 directors work those girls. Like they are A-game competitors. I'd be scared to compete against them for sure.
They're the best. Are you going to All-American?
Yes, question mark, if Carson hasn't planned a family beach trip that week. I have too many girls competing for me not to go, so I'm going to slip that in there. I hope you can hear me in the next room.
If I forget a pageant, like if you're watching, you comment below if you had a result, because I forget that you have to understand, coming from Australia, we have like 2 pageants throughout the year, and then you guys have like 5,000 pageants all at the same time. So I forgot about High School America. Morgan, that's the one that you're sponsoring now,
the new national fitness sponsor for High School and Collegiate America,
So, well done, coaches, and also happy 4th for the other day. We don't celebrate the 4th here. Thank you, Geanna, for not telling me happy 4th to you. I sent Geanna happy 4th, and she stopped herself and said, I was about to say it back to you, and it's like, yeah, we don't celebrate the 4th here.
And it was already the 5th over there, so I was like, happy 5th.
That too. Yeah. Happy 5th of July. Okay.
I saw an Instagram picture you posted where you said like happy 4th or something, and I was like,
Yeah, I know. It was the 3rd for you. I've basically become American apart from my accent.
We've adopted you.
I was going to say, I'm basically American now, except for everything that probably makes most Americans American.
Just eat a hot dog and you'll be good.
Pay a lot of money for your health insurance, or just don't have any health insurance.
Yeah, no, the grits with the cheese on the top, I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Yum.
I can't. Oh, no. Don't start, Peyton.
That's either. I'm not from the South.
That's why your health expenses are so high, because you eat grits and the biscuits.
I'm in great health.
I don't understand biscuits. They're like rocks. I'm going to get
Who's making
cancer.
your biscuits?
Who is making your biscuits? Who's burning your biscuits?
Okay. Someone in Texas, and I was excited to try biscuits, and then they served it with gravy. Why would you eat gravy in the morning? No.
First of all, you eat gravy on your biscuits. Second of all, Texas barbecue is beef. Texas don't count. Love y'all. Love you so much. Don't come for me.
Oh my God.
They're not going to be happy if you say it.
Barbecue is supposed to be pork.
Yeah.
Biscuits are supposed to be soft.
Yeah.
But you can put gravy on your biscuits. But like not red eye gravy, like
no, like
sausage
white gravy, chocolate gravy, whatever you want.
Oh.
What?
Okay.
Great.
we just like pass him around for like a month, like he just moves in with each of us for
No.
like 8
No.
days.
He genuinely would not know.
Josh is actually laughing. Like,
White, red eye, chocolate. God, I'm going to make you all eat Vegemite.
I'll take him shooting.
If I have to listen to this, I'm going to make you all eat Vegemite so I can at least inflict.
I welcome that.
Vegemite gravy. Vegemite gravy. There you go.
Geanna's gonna take you to go get like a legit like slice from like a Brooklyn pizzeria.
And Eagles.
You're gonna take the subway. You're gonna watch a homeless man take a dump on the side of the road in Times Square.
Yeah.
You're gonna accidentally walk into him because you're looking at your phone.
Yeah. This will be great.
I've done the subway. I've done New York. I've done pizza. I was taken around by a New York local, and I did love the pizza. I mean, it was the size of my face. Have you been
harassed by a Spider-Man in Times Square yet?
Oh.
No, but I'm not the sort of person that you really want to harass. I haven't. Don't harass this face. So.
He's got an RBF.
The Spider-Mans in Times Square don't care. They'll take a picture with you and be like $20.
I would pay a Spider-Man in Times Square to climb on you to take a picture.
No. That's like what we have here with the people who come and clean your windows, and you tell them no, then they do it, then they want money, and also they use dirty water because they've been there for 5 hours. Like, you want me to pay you to leave streaks on my window? No. So sorry. Geanna, my trauma aside with American food, Geanna, what have you been up to? Because you were on camp, right?
Yes, camp is done. Woo! It was a 1 week camp. So yeah, like my little church camp that I was doing is done. I did Greek dance for the week, and it was kind of nice because I didn't have a group. So I did get breaks every now and then where when I have my group, I'm literally always with them. So that was good. It ended on Friday. I kind of did a lot Friday because I had a parade, a 4th of July parade in the morning. So I told them I wasn't coming in, but it was the last day anyway. So they were doing a barbecue and a foam party outside, and the fire department came and splashed the kids with water, hosed them down. Not like with full power. Don't worry.
That would be hilarious. That was a South Park skit.
I was thinking that too when they told me the fire department's coming to spray the kids, and I was like, what do you mean? But apparently it was like a much lower stream of water. So yeah, I did all that. I went to the parade, came back, went straight to camp because it's literally 5 minutes away from me. They had an ice cream truck, so I got ice cream. And then I did 4th of July yesterday with my family. And then today I was there's an annual air show here at Jones Beach, like our state park. And it's usually Memorial Day weekend, which is my birthday weekend. So it's always been like, I've always had it attached to that. But they moved it to 4th of July weekend this year for the 250th. So I went there this morning. It was fun. I was working a little booth too. So I got paid to be there, which is double nice. And yeah.
It's hotter than Seven Hills in South Carolina. I don't know how you were outside doing anything up north, because when I lived in the city, it baked me from the inside out. It was like a microwave.
I will say, I think, because Thursday, Friday, Saturday, especially Friday when I was doing the parade, was it hit 101. It was so bad. I was in the back of a car with the sun was hitting the car. The car was radiating it back to me. This was at 9 a.m. and I was like, whoa, we need to get off of this thing. But today wasn't as bad. Today the high was, let me double check. I think it was like 80. The high was like 80, 81, but the humidity is a beautiful soupy 80% as well. So
soupy.
So
outside.
Yes. So that was like, my hair was curled this morning when I left for that job, and it's not anymore.
Okay,
that's next level 101. Okay. All right. Well, that sounds like
now.
Everyone has been super manic. All right. We're going to give Peyton the floor to rant about whatever she wants to rant about, because we haven't seen Peyton. So just for Peyton's sake, because her mind's probably been all over the place, we haven't had you on since before, like a couple of weeks before you went to MVA. So why don't you spin us a yarn?
You know I'm good at this. So a couple of weeks before MVA, you guys saw me after my send-off, though, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after my send-off, I had 2.5 weeks until I left for Miss Volunteer America. So that's when I really, like, turned my phone on Do Not Disturb. I was going to work every day, and any free time I had at work, I was looking over interview questions, going back over my packing list, making sure I wasn't missing anything on that, and really just, I guess, in a way, meditating, but I feel like that's just my daily anyways. I just allowed myself to do it more so, where I'm just like being as introspective as I possibly can and talking to the people that I love and keep the closest to me and I trust and value their opinions, and, you know, going over, even though Miss Volunteer America really does their best to keep politics out of the interview room. If it comes up, it comes up. And I work in medicine, so I always like to keep things fresh on what's going on in the world. And you should anyways, by the way. Just pay attention to what's going on around us. And yeah, so I was really just locked in. And once I left, it was like the weirdest mental space that I've ever been in going to a pageant. I was so calm. And that's all everybody kept saying to me is, I don't know that I've ever seen you this chill, even just like on a Tuesday in October. Like, you're never this chill. So I had a word, and I like to attach words to years. I like to attach words to big events just to keep things running in the back of my head so I don't get lost in the sauce. And my word for Miss Volunteer America was surrender. Because I've told you guys I struggled with obsessive compulsive disorder for years now. And control is a big issue of mine. Not that it's always a bad thing. I get everything done that I need to get done, but there are times I seriously need to let go. So that was my big word for the week, was just surrender, because it was out of my control anyways.
Yeah.
I had done everything that I could have done. I had worked my booty tail off since I was crowned Miss Georgia Volunteer. And there was nothing that I could do in the last 7 days leading up to Miss Volunteer America or while I'm there that would make a difference. And at that point, it was in the judges' hands and completely out of my own. So letting go of the stress of, well, what if I mess up my talent? Well, I had nightmares that I forgot what I was painting. Like, I had nightmares that I was wearing the wrong outfit walking into interview room. I had nightmares that I lost my shoes for on stage, all sorts of things. So I just decided that whatever happened was going to happen. And I had people that had my back. And if it was something really bad, then somebody would have my back in that. And if not, then who cares anyways? Like, what can I do about it? So that was the big thing I held on to, and I really encourage anybody about to step onto a state or national page to maybe keep that in mind as well. Even if you don't struggle with control issues, we all are trying to grapple for control in those moments, and that would be my best piece of advice coming from Miss Volunteer America, is just let go. Let go. You have no control. There is nothing you can do at this point. You know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, you should have prepped harder in the beginning. So if you're still in the prep process, keep that in mind too. Don't put yourself in that position when you get there. Be able to lean on the knowledge and the prep work that you have done and know that you did everything you could. Right?
Yeah.
So there were so many questions that I was asking everybody. I'd never done a national pageant. I'd only ever competed in state pageants and local pageants before. And this was, you know, I competed for Miss Georgia Volunteer once prior, but this was only my second year in this organization. So I was grappling for any information that I could out of anybody, out of Morgan, out of Adrian. I'm like, hey, what do you know about the past title holders? What did you know about the title holders that wound up winning the national title? Like, what did you glean from talking to them? I was looking for any information I possibly can, and I feel like we all do that. So I found a couple of answers throughout the process, or what I think are answers. What are they looking for? What are these darn judges looking for? It's a different system. These are all different systems, right? Is there something specific? Do I need to have big hair? Like, what designer do they want me to wear? Okay, no. They're looking for you But they don't know that yet. So show them.
Preach.
That's that answer that I figured out. Yes. Because there were so many things that I was told by different people or that I gleaned myself from talking to title holders. I'm like, oh, you know, volunteer is somewhere in between America. It's somewhere in between USA. It really is its own beast, first of all. Having competed at that national system and met all of those people who are, by the way, some of the best human beings I've ever met in my life. Fantastic. I have nothing negative to say about that national competition. Nothing. They're not looking for anything specific. They want somebody that's going to lead and grow this organization. And if you think you can do that, then they're looking for you. But you have to make sure you show them. And that's the difference between you and the girl that wins. She showed them that she deserved it. You deserved it too, but she was able to show it. Yeah. What can I do to improve? Right? Like 5 days before, I think I was talking to Morgan and I was like, what else? What else can I do? Do I need to run 6 miles? What do I need to do? At some points, sometimes the answer is nothing.
Yes.
Sleep.
Thank you.
Sleep.
Yes.
Let go. 2 weeks before the pageant, like I said, there's nothing you can do but continue with your consistency and pack your freaking bags. Be careful packing. That would be my best advice. Literally think about anything that you may need. I get cotton mouth in every interview, not just because I'm nervous. Literally all the time I get cotton mouth. That's why I got the water right there. It's because I talk too much. So I had to get my director to go get me some dry mouth lozenges because I forgot to pack those. So like, if you know you're prone to something like that, like Band-Aids, butt glue, dry mouth stuff, like just have it on you. There's nothing you can do at that point though. How do I make my interview better? That's something that always made me nervous because I love interviews so much. But like I said, I don't shut up. And sometimes I over-explain myself and I don't need to. The story will speak for itself. So relax. Like, why do you care? I know we care, right? We want to win this. We want to win the best interview. We want to win the whole title. We want to walk away feeling like we won. But if you are putting that much pressure on yourself walking into the interview room, how are you not going to fumble? Or forget a word? Or forget your opening statement? Or forget your closing statement? Because you're putting so much pressure on yourself to know what these 5, 6, 7 random strangers are going to ask you and have the answer for. Just relax. What, Morgan?
Did you have to do an opening and closing statement for volunteers?
No, I just had an optional.
Is that America?
Closing. Yes, America has a mandatory opening, optional closing. It's been a minute.
Yeah, optional closing.
Optional closing, right.
You should do
and
it.
This one was just an optional closing. I do really think they meant optional. Like some girls just pieced out after that. I had something I wanted to say, so I said it. But yeah, it's easier said than done to relax before you go into that interview room. But whatever you have to do, that should be your number one priority, not beating yourself over the head with the line that you're supposed to remember before you walk into there. You have to be relaxed and docile enough to where if you do forget one of the words in your rehearsed statement, if you have a rehearsed statement, to figure out how to better phrase that and change it up on the spot. Like, and if you're stressed, you're not going to be able to do something like that. So seriously, I don't care what you have to do. Maybe not a drink or anything like that before you walk into the interview room, but like relax, like what, like deep breath. I don't know. It's a couple of strangers. You are walking into an elevator and saying hi to a couple of strangers and telling them who you are and why you're about to rock this. Like, so relax. There's nothing, I don't, people were like, memorize some statistic, memorize, no, like just relax. They want to know who you are. They don't actually care what you've memorized. They just want to know what's in your brain and in your heart and what you can do for this organization. That's it. Another piece of big advice that I took myself, it's hard. So the way Miss Volunteer America does it is they didn't announce the judges until we got there. Like, we didn't know who the judges were until we got there at all. I had no idea. I like that because, again, sister has control problems. I will research somebody just to figure out their background, if they're going to be friendly, if they're going to be more serious, if trying to figure out anything I can, grappling for information like I always do. And I did not know who these judges were aside from Sydney Dion. But that's because I was walking by the girls that were flipping through the program book to see who the judges were. And somebody yelled out, "Oh my gosh, Sydney Dion." That was the only reason I knew that. Otherwise, I was ignoring everything. I didn't care who was on that list because it didn't matter, because it wasn't going to make a difference, because it wasn't going to change my story or my opinion on life at all.
Yeah.
So don't read who your judges are. Don't research them. I feel like that served me very well. I normally research them, and I highly suggest not looking into that. Those are the couple of things I thought of the other day. Pieces of advice, bits of knowledge that I can give you that are actually, don't look for it. Just do your thing.
I like the fact that you've given everyone advice, but I think you've been a bit too, you're almost like trying to give value. How did you feel personally, the process? You've come away, like, what have you learned? How have you grown? What about the personal side?
Yeah, I've learned that I don't need to control everything for it to go the right way. Yeah.
That's big. That's big for someone who has OCD. I can't restate like how big that is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You feel like a baddie? Your head still fit through the doors? Because mine would.
Girl, you couldn't have told me nothing.
You couldn't have told me nothing.
No, I was like, be real. Be so real for a second. Girls are so upset backstage, right? Like, every time. It doesn't matter who won, who lost, who placed what. Yeah. People are so upset backstage. And I've been in that position too. I mean, you get, even if you're not upset, you're discouraged. You're like, man, I worked my butt off this whole year. And for what? To not even make top 15. I promise that was me. I competed at Miss Georgia America for 3 years in a row. And I won evening gown one of those years. But I never made top 15. But I was winning some of the local titles that are supposed to get you there, right? Like, so again, like, trying to control the situation and just it not being where I'm supposed to be. And then I come to Georgia Volunteer and I end up first runner-up at Miss Georgia Volunteer my first year around. Okay, well, let me try that again. I really liked the way they structured the interview. I like these people. I like the production crew. Let me just try that again. But then you go to nationals and I like felt like a weirdo sometimes, because I would just stand there and look at all of these girls' faces. And the girls that I kept close to me, they were like, "What are you doing? Like, you look crazy." I'm like, no, I'm just trying to take it all in. I'm trying to take her emotions in and like her thoughts and her processes, because you don't get experiences like that a lot. You know what I mean? So I was really just trying to take in like what everybody was feeling, because what I was feeling was nothing I had ever felt before. And I wanted to remember everything because it was just so peaceful.
Were you literally like just there staring at people? Because that would have come across as slightly odd.
Yeah. Like, okay, I'm a girl. We were all people watching constantly. We know how to do it. But no, it was just like in rehearsals.
Not just standing there against the wall and just like.
I would have.
No.
Yeah, normally a bit more subtle than that.
No. I just was paying really close attention is what I mean by that. Like in rehearsals, if they put me on like the third stanchion all the way in the back and I could see everybody, I was just watching everybody's body language to see how everybody else is feeling, because it's so different after the top 15 is called. It's so different after the crown is placed on the girl's head. You walk backstage And there are so many people that are so defeated. And I think really what I was doing was trying to take account for how I was actually feeling and just write everything down. Because like I said, all I do is collect information. I know this is a little like, it's not making any sense.
No, it does.
But when I left, so I couldn't do any of this right in the moment because they kept calling my name, which was freaking crazy. And I kept going back and changing my clothes as fast as I could because they also kept calling my name like first or second. I was like, hello, can you give a sister a break? Like, that means I have to be out first. I am running as fast as I can to get a hold of my paintbrushes and make sure my painting's the right way. Like, that was a lot on a speed painter. Let me just say, if you're a speed painter and going to a national pageant, just pray that you're called last because that was rough. But so I couldn't take into account anybody's feelings except for the other girls that were running with me into the top 16. And I actually, because I was called like first or second in all of those moments, I couldn't take into account the other girls' emotions either because I was walking backstage to go change. So anyways, it was just crazy because I've never experienced that. Y'all have to remind yourselves, I've never been called into top 15 before, let alone top 5, let alone, like, I've never had that experience before. And I always asked everybody, like, Julia with 4 points, media and marketing, she's one of my best friends and was my rock throughout this whole year. But I asked her all the time because she has been called into top 15 and top 5 at North Carolina and Georgia. I was like, what do you do? How do you not like burst into tears and like throw up on stage and like freak out? Because I don't know what I would do if I heard my name called for a talent win into top 15, into top 5. I don't know how I'll react, and I don't want to look crazy. Like, how do girls stay so calm? I love it when people are called into top 15 and they say thank you to the judges and they wave to their parents and they look so beautiful and elegant. I knew that wasn't going to be me, but I was trying very hard.
But it was you, though. Like, you actually did. You did really good.
Screaming, oh my gosh, at the top of my lungs while there's snot and tears running down my face is not what
That is one thing I definitely told her after a prelim night. I was like, hey, girls, so you can't cry if you get into the top because, like, you can't have mascara when you're doing your next thing. And she's like, oh, my makeup artist is going to be backstage. I was like, cool, you're good. Cry.
Yeah, they weren't even back there. So I was by myself.
We were thugging it out.
Yeah, I was thugging it out. But, I mean, yeah, no, I was inconsolable with that talent win, but that's just because of how much that meant to me.
That was sick.
Yeah.
Anyways, all of this to say, I was trying to take into account all of these girls' emotions, except for myself, because that was all I could focus on. Because if I focused on my own emotions, I would have had a breakdown, okay? But I get backstage after everything is done, and I was so proud. I'm going to cry.
No, cry. It's okay.
I'm going to cry. I was so proud of myself. I was not even upset. Like, how can you be upset?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Georgia?
Yeah.
Body So Tea, the British were coming.
I know. It's crazy. The British, they were on their way.
And I will say, I'll give you a break so you're not crying, so you don't, you know.
Yeah, let me not cry, Gomo.
No boy on the podcast. And I like that Adrian keeps like phoning this home consistently. Yes, it makes sense to be disappointed sometimes when you get backstage and you didn't progress to where you wanted to be. But like, dude, your life has got to be more than just that crown.
Yes.
And I can't beat that into people's heads more. And I understand that for some people, like MVA is the dream. Miss America, Miss USA, it is the dream. And I understand like sometimes that dream doesn't happen and you have to sit there and, you know, accept that it came and it passed you by and it wasn't a thing for you. But like hindsight is always 20/20. It always makes sense later in life when you're looking back. Like, had I won some of the pageants I was wanting to win, I might not be here now doing what I'm doing. Same thing for Kenzie. Kenzie might not be where she is in her coaching journey now had she went and won the year she competed at Miss USA or Team USA or whatever else. So whenever I would like lose a pageant, I'd be backstage, I would see people who were just like, I'm talking like devastated, sobbing, crying, cussing, pissed. And I'm just like, yo, anybody want some Skittles? Because like I got a lot. Like, am I need a snack? Y'all hungry? Like, who ate the last donut? Because that's what I'm pissed about. But I cannot beat it into people's skulls harder. You've got to have a full freaking life outside of that pageant, dude.
It's so true. And I had so many things like there's people that don't know this about me because about my private life, I'm pretty private. I've been engaged for 4 years, and a lot of people don't know that about me. Sorry if I just dropped a bomb on half of these people that were watching.
Don't stalk her page. You won't find him. I already tried.
You won't find him. Like I said, we're very private people. Outside of, weirdly enough, me being, that's why I told you guys I'm not a pageant girl. I tried to explain this to you. That's not my scene. I'm very private. I don't like being perceived, even though it's so fun sometimes. But yeah, so like I knew like if I didn't win, okay, I'm going to plan my wedding. Like that's what's next for me. And I also have like all of these business ventures outside of pageantry. Love y'all coaches. Outside of pageantry, I have these business ventures that I want to kickstart. And I really would love to have my own brand and figure out what that all looks like. And there's been so many opportunities since my talent win of people asking me to just paint for them, which is so bizarre to me because I would not want my art. So the fact that strangers are wanting my art, like the fact that Jay DeMarcus wanted to take one of my speed paintings home backstage was like
so cool.
So bizarre to me. And fantastic. But like, it's those little things, right? Like, why are we here? Like, no, I didn't walk away Miss Volunteer America, but I had a, hell of an experience, like in the best way possible. I'm so proud of myself, and I get to go get married, and I get to go on these business ventures and continue my career and hopefully go to PA school. Like, I just want a whole bunch of scholarship money, which is what started this in the first place. So you have to have something outside of pageantry. It cannot be your whole life. When you're in the depths of prep, that's what it feels like. But make sure you're holding on to your family, you're holding on to your friends. You keep a journal of your thoughts and feelings and the dreams that you still have outside of this. And just keep all of it super present, because I think that was the reason that I stepped off of that stage as second runner-up to Miss Volunteer America with a genuine smile across my face that nobody could wipe off.
Yeah. You did genuinely look happy, and you can tell when someone is disappointed in the moment. And I'm not going to put any, shade on that because I can understand that. But a lot of you in pageants, you throw around that phrase. I think I made a post about this. What's meant for you won't pass you by. But guys, that saying has nothing to do with winning a pageant. Don't get it. I said, don't get it screwed up. Like you can't think in terms of God has a plan or somehow it's divined it that, yes, definitely you're going to, it's about your life purpose. You have to have, I don't know, I'll get everyone's opinion on this. I don't remember the last time I was devastated because I lost something. It's not to say I haven't worked hard for it, but I'd sooner laugh about something and connect with the people who are around me than get super, super upset about it. I get it in the moment, and I've certainly had disappointments, but I never think, because I haven't won this thing or gotten this job, that my life is over. I can't possibly achieve what I want to achieve, because my brain immediately goes, no, I still know what I can do. I still know what I bring to the table. I still know what I want my life to look like. And if one path closes, another one will open somewhere. Yes, I'll have to have the ability to look for it. But this idea when you guys say sometimes, and I get really worried about it, say, what's meant for you won't pass you by. It's easy for the winner to say that. It's not so easy for the person who's come first runner-up 4 times in a row. And I think all of us know people like that, right? Yeah. And sometimes they leave pageants and they never win their big crown. And that's okay too, because I like to think, maybe I'm naive here, I like to think you actually walk away as a better person with a better network. Like, I really believe in those things. I think some people just say it. I really believe in those things, which is why I got into pageants in the first place. If I give Cottonmouth a break for a sec, Morgan, just give me your thoughts. We'll go around to everyone. Just give me your thoughts on the whole I mean, anything that crosses your mind. I mean, you already mentioned having a life
Okay,
outside.
so I will say that is I am guilty. That is something that I will tell my girls. It's like, if it's meant for you, it's going to happen, and if it's not meant for you, I always tell them, I'm like, listen, if it's for you, there's nothing you can do to stop it. And if it's not for you, there is nothing you can do to make it happen. Now, with that being said, obviously there's a major asterisk there, because flubbing an interview, cussing an interview, falling on stage, something like that, that could potentially, damper the possibility of, if it's for you, nothing can stop it. Your girl stopped it, whether it was going to happen or not. I put a hard parking brake on that bad boy. But for all of my women, again, trying to just drive home that, like, you have to have a full life outside of pageantry and stuff. I just don't. There are some women who come and they compete and they compete and they compete, and it never happens, and they never get that title. And then I think sometimes they just feel super defeated, but it's what you learned in the process. Like, here's the thing. I have a bachelor's degree in advertising and a bachelor's degree in public relations with a focus in strategic communications. I have a master's degree in psychology. What am I doing? I'm a personal trainer. Okay. So I could sit here and be like, that was such a waste of time. That education was pointless, blah, blah, blah. I learned things and grew as a person and challenged myself and essentially leveled up and went through experiences that wouldn't have helped me to become who I am without them. So for me, it's the same thing when it comes to like competing and losing. Is you take from it what you choose to take from it. And it's either you can be a fully sore loser and just whine and cry and kick your feet, or you can say, okay, but these are all the cool things that I was able to become because of it. And again, I love pageantry and it's so cool. And I never thought I would be in this bubble, but we have to understand this is a bubble. Like the real world, me trying to explain to someone, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a personal trainer. I've had to like switch up how I say that. I can't say that anymore because they're like, oh, what gym do you work at? Or, oh, are you at like Lifetime Fitness down the street? Can I hire you? And I'm like, and then I tell them who I work with and what I do. And they look so confused. So like pageantry is just like, what is it, like the Truman Show? Is it like
yeah that one where it's all like a show and everyone else is watching from the outside, but the
like
people
I feel
inside.
like this is like, I've never seen Love Island, but I feel like it's like Love Island or something. Like it's like this little reality series that's like
I don't know if it's quite,
all of us.
I don't think it's that bad as Love Island.
I don't know. I've never
watched
seen it. I'm just trying to stay relevant with the kids, but like it's like this like bubble dome, and then there's this whole world outside of it, and like you still have to very much be in touch with this whole world outside of it. Like put your spacesuit on and like climb out, because like you got to have that blend. But yeah, I'm definitely guilty of saying like what's meant for you won't pass you, and I think that's just because for me, I think that I mean, you can control a lot of your life and you can't control a lot of your life, but Texas walked in and she walked away Miss Volunteer America. Mm-hmm. She was true to herself. She competed. I don't know the girl from Joe Blow off the sidewalk. Never spoken to her a day in my life. But you can't convince me that when she walked in, she followed her path. She did her thing and she walked away. And like, that was just her path for this. Like she earned it. She owned it. And she walked away with it. And there's nothing that Peyton could have done differently, said differently to have changed her placement other than flubbing up. If she'd have said bad words in an interview, yeah, probably
didn't do that. But there's nothing anybody could have done.
No.
All 51 of us standing up on that stage deserved to win Miss Volunteer America. That's why we were there, right? We totally could have done the job and everything. That's, again, why I told you. What are they looking for? They're looking for you. You just have to show them that. And again, it's so true. 5 different judges, a different day, a different outcome. Like you just don't know what they connected with. And that's the reason I said surrender, is because you just don't know.
Yeah.
It's not you in the judge's chair. It's not your mama. It better not be your uncle. Like, so you have to let go, and you have to be okay. If you're going to do pageantry, in my opinion, you have to be okay with losing. You have to be okay with it not being you. That's what we're signing up for. There's only one that can walk away with it, and you have no control over what the outcome is. The only thing you have control over is busting your butt to make sure you are the best version of yourself that you can be. And outside of that, let go.
Yeah.
Let me go to Kenzie for her thoughts. Obviously, Kenzie, you have a very storied career as both a competitor and now as a coach. What are some of your thoughts on all this deep and meaningful stuff?
I'm a if it'll be kind of person. And I mean, I've started competing when I was 10, so 16 years competing. I've been told no just as many times, probably more times than I've been told yes. And I am one of the lucky few women, or grateful few women, who can say that I competed at Miss America's Teen, Miss Teen USA, and Miss USA. Been at Miss Collegiate America. Like, I've done 3 of the big 4, and then maybe 4 of the big 5 if you include Collegiate America in that. And I didn't win any of them. I won my states to get there. I didn't win a single national pageant. And was I devastated when I left Miss USA, when I got back into my hotel room and I realized this journey's over for me? Absolutely. Did I enjoy my entire Miss USA experience? Absolutely. I think I called Morgan every single day, and she's like, how are you? Like, what's going on? How are you doing? I genuinely loved every single day I was at Miss USA. And I loved every single day after Miss USA, because I got to go back to North Carolina and do what I wanted to do and represented a state title holder, and hopefully get girls to compete for it next year and enjoy that same experience that I got to enjoy. Like Peyton said, I worked just as hard, if not harder, than every girl I competed against to get there. I truly believe that I was not outworked to get to Miss USA. Did that mean I deserved it more than the girl behind me? No, absolutely not. I don't know what she was doing at home. I don't know what job she had to quit or how early she was getting up. I know what I was doing, and I knew that I felt great about what I did on stage. I couldn't have changed my walk. I couldn't have had a better body. My wardrobe was great. My interview was awesome. I did what I had to do, and it wasn't my top 20. Amazing. Yay, exciting. I got to clap for my friend who got pulled in as number 10 in the top 10. And I had the biggest smile on my face, because I'm like, wow, if it's not my dream, if I didn't get to accomplish my dream, someone else beside me is one step further to accomplishing her dream. Yeah. And how grateful am I to be there and cheer for her and clap with her and be excited for her when everyone else in the world feels like they're rooting against her in that moment. And all of her competitors are hoping to beat her in that moment. And now I get to sit there and be her biggest cheerleader. And I do think that pageants, to a point, teach you how to be a graceful loser just as much as it teaches you how to be a grateful winner. And I have lost many more things in my life since competing in pageants. I've lost clients. I've lost job offers. I've not wanted to, I'm not living where I want to live. Like, things like that. You lose everything, but you find the grateful moments that come out of it. And I think without having competed in pageants, I wouldn't have ever found that. And I teach the girls that I work with that same thing. Like, you're not always going to be the best. You're not always going to win. You're not always going to be recognized for the things that you're doing or the work that you're putting into it. And that's okay. You're making yourself better. You're building up your resume. You're doing what you need to do to live whatever life it is that you're trying to live. And how grateful are you to have experienced pageants in the process? Or how grateful are you to have maybe placed or won or come dead last? You still did it. You got on the stage and did something half the world is afraid to do. And that's pretty freaking cool. So I just live by that. If it'll be. I'm retired. I watch girls achieve their dreams every single week, and I watch some crash and burn, and they are mad and angry and upset, and they don't want to come back until they recenter, they focus up, they decide, you know what, maybe America wasn't for me. Maybe I want to go try volunteer. Maybe USA wasn't for me. Maybe I want to take a break and mentor girls, or whatever it is. Yeah. I just think pageants help guide you to a bigger purpose. And I think sometimes we get lost in the sauce of, well, I have to win. And like, if I'm going to be anything, I have to be the national title holder. You don't even have to be the state title holder. You can be Little Miss Topsail Island and do bigger and better things than any national queen can ever do. So that's my sense on it.
I love Geanna sitting there patiently. What are your thoughts sitting there?
I know. I mean, I don't know what even to add at this point, but I mean, I also say what's meant for you will not pass you by. But I think you just can't always tie that to a pageant. Like, you know, you can't just say, oh, what so many people pass you by and just think of it as a title. Like you got to think of it, okay, like what beyond this title is not going to pass me by if I don't win. And maybe it's just because, and again, super corny, but like rejection is just redirection to something that's probably going to work out better for you.
Yep.
And the biggest thing that I look back on, because obviously I'm still competing and everything, but the biggest thing I look back on is when I was a teen and I did New York teen my very last year of eligibility. And I kind of went in there and I was like, well, sorry, I almost cursed. But I was trying not to, but I was like, well, like whatever happens, like at this point, it's my last year. Whatever happens, happens. And I really was okay with that. And then I won. And I went to Miss Teen USA, and we did Houston in September, and then for a headshot to the Miss Teen USA in November. But I remember going to Houston and thinking to myself, boy, I am so glad I didn't win the last 2 times I competed, because I would have been so out of my realm. Like it was literally my first 3 pageants. Like the first time I competed in New York Teen USA was like my second or third and fourth pageant ever. I was like, I'm so glad I didn't win and go to Miss Teen USA when I was 16, 17, because I would have just been so out of my depth there. So I do think that sometimes like the patience and if you don't win your state right away, if you don't win this right away, it's either leading you to something to win later because you're going to be more prepared later, or to just something else completely. And I mean, now I like to think of with my local title, I think I've done way more with my local title than I did with my teen state title. And it just goes to show that it doesn't really matter what title you have, because if you are doing it for the love of the game and the love of being a title holder and being out there in your community and interacting with people and getting to share whatever your like organization is and trying to reach people that way, it will happen regardless of what's written across your chest.
Yeah.
So I mean, is it really nice to have Miss Volunteer America, Miss USA across your chest? Yes. And are you doing things nationally? Yes. But locally, I know that wearing Miss Long Island has given me so much of an impact that even before, like even, and being a state title holder before, I've done more now just because of the place I am in my life where I'm able to give that. And yeah, I don't know. That's my take. I don't have anything else to say.
I thank you for not cursing.
It was almost wrong. Sorry.
I think that's something Peyton missed out on. We're officially not a G-rated podcast anymore because of a certain Miss Koulouris. But anyway, well, Peyton, I think we can I speak for everyone in this room and a lot of other people when we say that we're very proud of you and very happy to see that you're happy. I think that's the most important thing. I really don't care whether someone wins or loses. At the end of the day, it's about how they look back on the journey, and I just want them to have gone, yep, I'm grateful for that journey, regardless of what I wanted, how it ended, doesn't matter. Like, I feel like I've learned something, I've become a better person for it, I've met some cool people, I had some great experiences. And it sounds like you had that, and then you're going to have even better things to look forward to. And I really think at the end of the day, that's all you can wish for from not just your pageant journey, but your life. Like, yeah, that was cool. And now we have other things to look forward to as well. So I'll let you close us out, Peyton. Is there anything you want to add before we close for this week?
Just do it. I mean, you guys know what you're doing. Everybody's walking into their state pageant or a nationals coming up really soon. I know the America girls and then USA too. If you're listening to this and for some reason you want any advice from me, relax. You know what you're doing. Even if you have a couple more months, couple more weeks of prep work, continue with the consistency. Trust yourself. And if it's supposed to happen, it will happen, even if you trip. So relax. That's my best advice. Surrender. Relax.
All right. Yo, Morgan.
I have advice that Peyton's not going to give you guys. Drink your water, continue to eat your food so you don't starve during pageant week, and make sure you're consistently pooping.
Thank you for bringing the tone down.
That's a fact.
The amount of times I FaceTimed her while she was drinking pickle juice, unhinged. Straight.
Listen.
It's good for her.
First of all,
It fights the cramps.
I get cramps really bad.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about me. At the second, it's something with the adrenaline, I feel quite sure. But the second I step on stage, if there's an audience and like the stage lights are up, I get a cramp. It doesn't matter. I get a cramp. It's every time I come out on stage, even if you take me right back out, I'm getting another cramp. So pickle juice was a twice a day thing for me. I kept a little thing of pickles in my bag.
Yeah. I get a buckle cramp every time my client steps on stage and then steps right off. My stomach.
It's very similar. It's just between my toes. So it's unfortunate.
That's worse.
Yeah.
That's worse.
I prefer the note we were going to end on before we discussed that about pooping, but that's okay. We can also if you want any pooping coaching, then go to Morgan, hit her up for personal training, not just pooping advice. Kenzie obviously has got your back too. If you need any coaching, I would say last minute at this stage, but maybe for next year. Geanna isn't doing any coaching, but if you want to camp and you want someone to run random 5Ks for you, then just feed her food and water and she's your girl. All right. Okay, let's hold it there. Well done again, Peyton. We're glad to have you back, safe and sound and happy. That's the main thing. And guys, we will speak to you next week. Bye for now. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you're a competitive pageant girl and you're after some high-performance pageant coaching, make sure to come and check us out at Pageant.Project.com, where you can start your journey for free. In the meantime, follow us on all our socials at The Pageant Project. Speak to you next time.